Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. My name is Anthony Milton. Welcome to my broadcast. It's a pleasure to be before you. I thank God that He allowed me another opportunity to bring another message. My prayer that everyone is well. Pray out for those who have the coronavirus, those who had a death in the family. My condolences going out to each and every one. And I trust that you are doing well also. And whatever you need will come across your path. I will continue this series of message which I call Money. Education is power, not money. Let me welcome, let me type something in. Where's that? Let me do something else. Got me a little dark on the screen. Trying to enhance the brightness. And I was thinking, hope it come up in a minute. I was thinking about the topic that I gave and wonder how to end it. Let me see. Come on. How to end the message to give something you to think about. Come on. Won't work again. Make another adjustment. And I'm thinking about maybe I need to do a Zoom conference type thing that allow people to talk. I'm sorry, see each other, comment, have more like an interaction type thing. And if you want me to do something like that, just type it in the box and let me know what you think. You know, everyone has an opinion. An opinion can be heard. An opinion can be expressed. So we can learn from each other. And by learning from each other, we can grow from that position and say, oh, I didn't know that. Or, let me get my thing back. Where are you? Hope I have to log back off. No. And kind of dog. Okay, that's much better. So I was thinking that we all need to had a couple of, since I did this message, had a couple of opportunity to talk to a few people, and they asked me some questions, and I learned, you know, that education is the key in all areas. When we refuse to educate ourselves on anything, then we're gonna really uh, go by our opinion, what we think, what we feel, what we want, what's in it for us, and not go with the truth. We as individuals need to go with the truth. When we decide to go in the opposite direction, it leads us into trouble. We, it's like you're breathing air right now. Tomorrow is not promised to neither one of us. But though we act and behave like we know we're going to wake up tomorrow, the only way you know you're going to wake up tomorrow, the physical Thursday, is when you open your eyes. So should not we behave differently? We need to educate ourselves on a lot of things to help us to live. If you are existing, surviving, and not living, then something is wrong. We need to educate ourselves so we cannot be taken advantage of by people who come across our path. I mentioned the last time, and if someone said, I want to make some money, you don't make the money, you earn the money based on your labor. If you do not have the education to maintain that money, to invest that money, to put that money in a bank account or CD or a money making account, then you will lose it. So when we center our mind on I want the money without education, it falls, we're going to fall short. It goes in relationships, jobs, businesses, any decision that we make, we must have an education about that decision. We should not make decisions based on emotions. We should not make decisions based on somebody else's emotions and what somebody else went through. We should make our decision based on what we have gone through or is going through. We should take our eyes off of self and don't be, we can be blinded to a point that we don't want to see the truth. We have our own set of, when I say we, I'm including me. None of my messages where I say y'all, and not including myself. So we as individuals need to begin to look at ourselves in the mirror of self and ask ourselves some questions. Why I refuse to accept the truth? Why do I hate? Why do I dislike? Why do I do the things I do? What is the motive behind the things I'm doing? Who benefits from me doing and not listening? Am I seeking out revenge? Do I despise this person? Do I hate this person? Do I not like this person? And let's go on and on and on. We need to educate ourselves on how to communicate effectively. Effective not with bricks and stones and bottles and knives and guns and anger and fire and whatever, but learn to communicate, must learn to communicate in a manner where we can be a blessing to others individuals. We must wake up from the dark mindset that we have. We must begin to admit one thing when we seek out the truth, one thing when we begin to seek out the truth, to find out the truth about self, then we run into a problem because it requires us to look at it, read it, say, that is me, and then change our way of thinking and go along with the flow and accept that we need to make a change. A lot of our decisions that we have made and might think about making, have you really thought about? Have you educated yourself? Have you spoken to other people that you trust? Have you looked into the possibility, the consequences, the do's and don't? Have you really thought it through? Or is it something that you want or something that you need? There's a difference. You may want a pair of Air Jordan shoes or some expensive whatever, but do you need Air that shoe? You might need a cheaper version. So don't live with the Joneses or don't feel that you must have the best of the best if you cannot afford it, if it's going to put you behind in your finances. So we must begin to educate ourselves in all areas of life. Educate ourselves in relationships, how we communicate, how we function as a family, how we function as a single mother or single father. How are we teaching? Are we involved in our children, excuse me, activities? Are we teaching our children, people are in homeschool now, are we supporting them in their homeschool? Are we helping them in their homeschool? Are we all about ourselves and say, I don't need the education, do your books, do your homework, you do what you need to do because I don't need that. And sadly, a lot of us can't read, don't know how to read, never finished school, and don't know certain things. Do I know calculus? Do I know algebra? No. Do I know a lot of things? No. But I know if I want to know something to better myself in the form of education, I must educate myself. And when I educate myself, politicians and people cannot come across my path to tell me lies when I know the facts. To look a person, when a politician look you in your face and tell you something, are they telling you the truth or are they telling you a lie? You don't have to be a Democrat, Republican, or black or white. Any politician of any political party, are they telling you the truth or are they telling you a lie? Are they telling you things that go along with what you think, feel, want, and believe, or are they telling you what the Constitution declares and in the Constitution what is allowed? You have the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. You have the governors, the senators, the state, the municipality, the local government, the state ordinance, and the federal government. All of these things roll up into one, and everyone function on a different jurisdiction, which they don't overlap each other. They can work together, but everybody has their own. Your city that you live in, Atlanta, Georgia, have their jurisdiction. Fulton County and the surrounding county have different police departments, and they all have this jurisdiction, but they can cross lines to help out. So when we understand the laws, the Constitution, and how it affects us, we say, I don't need to know about no Constitution. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to school. It don't mean nothing to me. That's them. That's the white man thing. I don't even know that. I don't want to know. There's nothing to do with that. But we do need to know, because when we don't educate ourselves as it pertains to the Constitution on how the executive, the legislative, and judicial branch of government operates, if we don't educate ourselves to see what law, is it a law? People say, oh, they doing this, it is against the law. Is it against the law? Have you done your research? Could you be surprised to find out that what a lot of politicians are doing in local police municipalities and court system and whatever you can think of, some of them are a lot, everyone is governed by rules and regulations and policies and procedures. And they even have policies and procedures that say if they go out of bounds, they still, that when they go out of bounds of the policy and procedure, it will still be dealt with in the right manner. But sometimes, sadly, some people might get hurt, shot, or killed, or whatever the case may be, before it is really examined. So we have a problem. I mean, it could be anybody, any race, any sex. When I say that, when we refuse to educate ourselves in any area, anything, read a book on any subject, to just to have the knowledge, so nobody can't take advantage of us. So when something is done and something is said and we hear it in the news and someone is talking about it, we think they're just talking about what they think, what they feel, what they want, and what they believe, and it's not so. They may be speaking the truth. It's in black and white in a book. And some, sadly, I have met individuals, you can show them in the book, line by line, dot by dot, cross T's and every letter, and they still will say they don't believe it. Or they say, oh, they put it in the book to hold me back, or something people will say to say that. But no, we should not be a race of people or anybody to say that what I'm hearing is the truth. We should not justify our behavior. We should not justify that it's okay to do this, but not to do that. We should not justify and say it's okay because I'm a male, I'm black, I'm white, I'm female, or sexual gender, that I have special privilege. Who give us special rights to have special privilege over someone else? And it's not a political thing or a religious thing, but we live in a world that's governed by spiritual laws. You did not create yourself. Your mother and your father and their mother and their father, and going up the family tree, brought you into existence. Yet some people are behaving in a manner as though they brought themselves into existence without any help from other people, and that's not so. So we as people must begin to understand and accept that, wait a minute, who am I? We must begin to wake up from being asleep. Wake up from thinking that we have special privilege. Education is power, not money. You get the money from the education. The knowledge comes from understanding how the stock market works, understand the business about the procedures on buying a house, understanding about what will happen if you have a child out of wedlock, understanding what will happen if you get married, and when you put your money and come together as one family. Everything requires education. If we jump into things without understanding the policies and procedures and rules and regulations, and we don't read the dotted line, whose problem it is? It's our problem. And I have done that many times. We read and we look at things and we don't take into account. We only look at, oh, I get that. Oh, wow, I can have this and that. And we so excited, we sign on the dotted line, or we agree with what we hear, and we go out there and be too late to change our mind because we have committed to ourselves. We can't say, well, I didn't understand. Or, well, we had an opportunity to understand by simply researching, questioning things, and then make the decision. Sometimes we must learn to walk away It may look good, it may sound good, it may feel good, it may taste good, but we must learn to walk away because everything that pops up to us is not beneficial to us. We must begin to accept that we live in a world of deception. We live in a world of people about want to seduce us to do things that not in our best interest. So we as an individual must come to realize that we must educate ourselves in all areas of life. And then when we educate ourselves, we're going to make mistakes. You know, you don't ride a bicycle if you have never rode a bicycle and jump on it and you ride off into the sunset. You have to practice and fall down. Even when it comes to roller skating or when it comes to some physical activity. Oh, I don't like to jog. I don't like to walk. I don't like to do exercise. It requires an effort, a conscious effort, and the dying to self and what you think. Because, like I said, you did not create yourself. You did not wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to make me. No, you had help from your mama and your father and their mother and their father. So we need to quit acting like we create ourselves. We get into trouble when we don't educate. Again, money is not power. Education is power. Get the education in any area that you seek to know about, then you pursue, if you want to be a barber or a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever profession that you want, you have to go to school and get the college degree or either high school diploma, because some people got college degrees and don't even have a job in the area that they went to school for. So be careful about that. So look into what you like. What do you like? What is your passion? What arouse you? What stimulate? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel that you can accomplish because it feel like you've done it before or this is what you really want to do. If you know something like that about yourself, then pursue it. But be careful not to share with some people because they want to try to talk you out of it by saying, "Oh, you think you this, you think you that," or "Oh, they want to ride in your coattail. They want their hand out and say, 'Give me this, give me that,'" but yet at the same time, they don't want to have not put any effort. Give me this, give me that, you know. And then when you say no, or you got a business and they want this and that, and you say no, they get mad. So the key is education. I don't care what are you doing right now. We must educate ourselves in every aspect of life. The simple thing may be simple. You educate yourself. You want to bake a certain kind of food, bake a certain kind of cake, cook a certain kind of meal. You educate yourself, research, Google it, go to the library, buy a book, talk to friend, grandmama, mama, daddy, brother, sister. You seek out information that help you to make the right decision. We as individuals need to stop making wrong decisions based on our emotion, which we're going to lead me into the third part of this message that's going to tie into what I said about lesson one, message one and two. It's going to all tie into what we see going on in the world today. We see all this rioting and looting. We see stuff on TV. I've seen stuff on TV, on the local news. You know, I heard on the local radio station, all kind of stuff that made me go, what? Excuse me, what? So what is that? How does that make sense? You're gonna say, oh, I misspoke. How can you misspoke when you say something? The only reason why you change your mind, if you was to be one of these individuals, because you got pressure from the outside. You as an individual, everyone in the world has a mind. They are required to think for themselves. You can agree or to disagree. There's no such thing as agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Because both, when you say agree to disagree, both people walk off into the sunset thinking it was right. Nothing has been accomplished, no solution, and you may have the argument and discussion in the later future, and nothing has been solved because one person don't want to look at it and say, you know, I was wrong. I should not have thought that. Yes, you're right, but we must get in a position to admit when we are wrong. It's not about I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to do this and that until they do this and that. I did it before. It's not about what they do. It's about what you do. Be accountable for what you do. As long as you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing. Because when you do the right thing, you're going to sow seeds that you're doing the right thing. When we sow bad seeds on ourselves and on other people, bad things happen to us. People say, well, why bad things happen to me? Maybe because the thought, not maybe, the thought that you're thinking bring about the bad thing. The thing that you're thinking toward others bring about the bad things. The thing that you hate or despise without lack of knowledge bring about bad things. You may never heard it before. If you don't remember nothing I said out of this message, remember the words that we speak have power behind them. The words that we speak has a spiritual law behind it. The air that I breathe, it has a law. If I close my mouth and duct tape my face, I cannot breathe. And what's going to happen? I will die if I don't take the tape off, if someone got to rescue me. So everything has rules, and we must follow. Everything in your house, every electronic, every electrical equipment, the mattress that you sleep on, the chair that you sit in, the cooking utensil, everything come with instructions and a warning label to say do this or do that. So we must educate, or you whip off the tag and you stick your hand in the electric socket, or and you touch your hand in water, you're gonna suffer the consequences. So we must educate ourselves. Oh, I can't put this together. Oh, I don't understand the computer. Are we reading, understand? Are we doing educating ourselves? I can't read. Are you practicing? I don't think I should go back to school. Why not? Because I dropped out 20 years or 10 years ago. No, don't look at your situation to stop you from educating yourself. When we begin to educate ourselves, then we will have power. Not power to oppress, to rape, to kill, to murder, to harm someone, to take out revenge, but knowledge that we can benefit, that benefits self and benefit others. Remember that. Knowledge is power, not the money. The money will eventually come, because if you just focus on the money and you don't succeed, you may give up. And why you give up? Because the money is not coming in. You work in your business, you work in your hustle, and all this other kind of stuff based on what you think you know, and don't want to listen and don't want to follow the instructions, don't want to put the effort, don't want to invest, don't want to buy the utensil, don't want to buy this and that to help you earn the money. Get the thing. If you want to do this, get all the things you think you need to succeed in your side hustle. But we as individuals must begin to wake up. Education is not black. Education is not white. Education is not male or female. We must begin to wake up and seek out the truth. Tomorrow, as we know it as Thursday, is not promised to none of us. 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8:30 is not promised to any of us. So why are we acting? Why are some people acting like they have control over? They know they're going to wake up tomorrow morning. They know that they're going to be alive 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now. Begin to take your mind off of self and begin to change your way of thinking. Change the way you think, then that will change your circumstances. It's going to take a while. You're going to be fighting self. And I close by saying this. When I was a police officer and I was training to ride a horse, I had to learn the basics of understanding a horse. Had to groom that horse, brush from the head down. Know not to walk behind a horse. When you walk behind a horse and the horse does not see you, it seeks you, it see you as a threat. So what it's going to do, it's going to kick you with a hind leg. And I have been kicked one time. And believe me, it does hurt. And you got to groove down the side, stay close. When you feed the horse, you got to make sure your hand is flat, not your fingers out, because your finger will get bitten. And they're not going to let go. They're going to just chew your finger off. So I had to educate myself on riding that horse. But one thing I learned in my training, that the horse know that I did not have enough education. How? Because every time I got on the horse, it simply went where it wanted to go, and I didn't know how to control the horse at that point. So it would always take me to these trees, always take me to these trees. And the instructor said, Tony, you need to take control of the horse because he know that you're not experienced. So one day she put on this, give us the spurs. We put on my boots. Everybody took their turn, and I was the last one to go. Everybody was at the end of the corral. She said, Tony, hit. And I hit the horse with the spur with my boots. The horse took off running, and I was scared. And guess what I did? I jumped off the horse and did a tuck and roll. I was not injured, but that was the first thing came in my mind. Horse got to the other horses with the other officers, And I said, the horse looked at me and said, "You fool, I could have been dead. I could have been injured. I could have been paralyzed. A lot of possibilities could have happened to me, but I thank God that I came out okay." So what is my point? A lot of us are like a horse. We don't want to be ridden with the truth. So we kick and buck the truth off of us because we think that we know where we're going, only to find out that we have need to jump instead of staying. If I had stayed on the horse, I would eventually find out that the horse would eventually stop. And she said, "Anthony, the reason why the horse was trotting so fast, horses like to be with other horses." I said, So it's similar to you and I. We must learn how to properly train ourselves. We must put the invisible horse rein in our mouth. And when we feel we want to say something or do something or go here or go there, we pull back to stop us from doing it. Stop us from doing it with the words, "That's not good. I'm not going to do that. That's, that's not beneficial for me. Yeah, I see someone else doing it. Yeah, I see them at the other side of the mental corral, but I'm not going to join them. I'm going to stay right here because I'm letting the truth ride my back. I'm letting the truth ride my mind because I know if I jump off and kick off the truth, then something bad could happen to me. And I can't say it's that person, it's my fault." So if you like what you heard, please hit your comment, share. And like I mentioned, if you would like me to do a Zoom where everyone can come on and share their point and ask questions, it'll be a civilized, not arguing, not fussing, not pointing the finger, but more of an educational form. Me being the instructor, leader, whatever you want to call me. But if you're interested in something like that, just let me know. But if you'd like me to talk about any particular area that you feel you want to share, just in the chat box of the Facebook, because I don't do Facebook Instant Messenger, and you want to talk about it, just simply, just tell me that, "Hey, Anthony," which I've done in the past, say, "Can you talk about this?" Because, just do it. Then you can go to my YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears of a Black Male, The Hidden Tears of a Black Male, and see all the videos. Hit the video section. Make sure you hit the button in the corner, subscribe, so when I do come online, which I will be broadcasting from YouTube, it will give me an alert that Anthony is online. So once again, it's my pleasure to be before you. God willing, I'll be back Friday, 8 o'clock. Until then, may all that you need come to you in the right manner. Those who need healing, deliverance, and whatever, receive that. Those who have death in the family, my condolences go out. Those who need prayer, may your prayers come to you. May you come across someone past to help you and give you understanding. And those who need peace in the midst of this storm, may peace be upon you. And may you have a clear mind, a clear understanding. May you begin to look at things not through your eyes of emotionalism, because when you look at things with your emotionalism, you cannot be taught and you will refuse to be educated. And just because a person does not have a college degree behind their name, that does not mean that we cannot learn something from them. You can learn something from a homeless person on the street. You can learn something from someone who may be doing illegal drugs. You can learn something from an alcoholic. If they are telling you the truth about yourself, you should simply accept it. "Oh, who you telling me about, man? You a drunk, or you a dopehead, you a prostitute, you homeless, you whatever. You can't tell me this. Who you think you are?" But if they're telling you the truth, you should accept it. And then when you accept it, then that is the beginning, a small step in being educated. So thank you. God bless.